So, third and final curveball, and this is a big one. You could get all the way up here. You could be out there telling people what you do, feeling good about what you're creating, and you cannot do the third eye chakra. You cannot heal this part of yourself, and you won't get too far. Like you will get probably comfortable, but you won't actually get to your big dream. Why? Because you haven't developed belief that it's possible. This is a big one. This is a big one. So, what we're focusing on when we get to the third eye chakra is trusting our vision and our inspirations. We see our future potential and we accept and we know there's a connection here between your third eye and your heart. You know it's possible. That's a belief. Okay? You believe it. You believe it. You believe you can do it. And it takes practice, it takes work. And it won't happen overnight. Okay? But this is what we're working through when we're working on third eye chakra. It's going to be a lot of self belief, learning to believe in your potential. Okay? So, what we're working through in this space are issues of trust, issues of faith, issues of, can I really do this? Like, I've never seen anybody else do this. My family has always told me artists can't make money, like I can't make a living doing this. Can I really do this? Can I really create this empire that I see in my mind? You gotta get clear on that. You gotta work through your trust issues and your faith issues. Um, so past traumas related to your third eye that could be affecting your ability to believe in yourself include religious beliefs. So if you grew up in a very kind of strict dogmatic sort of system of religious beliefs, you could have very strong, um, even subconscious, if you're not committed to that religion anymore, but strong beliefs about what is or isn't possible, or what God allows and doesn't allow. And um, I'm just thinking, for example, like the idea that you can't be rich or something and be spiritual or whatever. Like you might limit yourself then on your potential to earn money through your creations because you were always told that it's unholy or it's not spiritual to have money. So you keep yourself poor, like you keep yourself in a poverty mindset. You keep yourself from taking opportunities that maybe could advance your earning potential because you don't truly believe that it is good or that you should do that. And anytime you say should, anytime you say I should or I should do this, that's a belief. That's a red flag that you have a belief associated with that. So whenever you say should, write down what you just said and try to figure out what's the belief behind that. What am I buying into? What story am I telling myself with that should? So you can stop shitting all over yourself. All right. If you have traumas related to betrayals, this can severely affect your ability to trust, right? To trust other people, to trust life, to trust yourself, to know better. Also, if you've had struggles with addiction, that's a huge issue of trust. Trust yourself. You don't even trust yourself. When you have an addiction, and trust me, I know because I've had one, you don't even trust yourself. Like how many times you tell yourself, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to do this, I'm I'm quitting today, and then you do it again. You eat away slowly at your self-trust. Okay, so put a little star there if that sounds like you. Okay, and it could be anything. It doesn't have to be hard drugs or whatever. It could be, you tell yourself you're gonna quit smoking, or you tell yourself you're gonna go to the gym every day, and you keep breaking your promises to yourself. Like that is an issue of trust. When we're in the third eye chakra portion of our journey, what we're trying to do as we move through this final curve is build our intuition, build our trust in what's possible for us. This is what we're working on. This is what we are working on, really trusting what we see as potential. We're trusting that our stories are good enough, or our paintings are good enough, or our films are good enough, and it's possible for me to have everything that I want. That's what we're working on. So what you really want to do as you're working through this is really avoid, first and foremost, giving up at this stage. You've got to avoid giving up at this stage. Again, third and final curveball. Some folks get all the way up here and they can't make it past this one. They just can't believe that, like, I just can't make a lip. Like, and here's the thing too, if you start making excuses for why it's okay for it to just be a side hustle thing, it's okay. Like, my spouse makes enough money for us to survive. It's like, I don't need to really make money with my paintings. Like I'm okay. Why are you holding yourself back? Right? Why are you giving up? You've come this far. Like, what is possible for you? You really want to get clear on that vision. Like, well, what do you really want? Is that what you really want? Is that what you really were? Is that what you really envision? This is as far as it goes, or you envision something greater and bigger for yourself? Because if you envision that, but it scares you and you don't truly believe that it's possible, then you have work to do. Okay. Because the reason you could see it is because you can be it. All right. So you want to avoid giving up. You want to avoid allowing reality to cast doubt. So remember, the current reality, I'm going to teach you a little metaphysics. The current reality that you see manifested around you is created from former beliefs, is created from everything you believed since you were a kid to now. And if those beliefs are rooted in traumas and disappointments and fear and pain and rejection and all of those things we talked about, of course you've created this reality that's around you. Of course it looks like it's not possible, because that's the energy, that's the intention, that's the subconscious belief system that's been moving the gears beneath your life all this time. What we're trying to do at this phase is get conscious of those things so we can say, actually, I don't want that gear. Like, replace that with belief, replace that with everything is possible for me, replace that with I get to earn more than I need so that I can give it to causes that I love. Like, start replacing those beliefs. And once you start replacing those beliefs, again, it's not just gonna, like, you wake up the next day and you're a millionaire who gets to just do art for a living. Those gears have to turn for a while. Like, all the momentum that you put into building up the old life, you got to put all that momentum again now into the new one. Okay. You have to hold that new belief. Okay. And we'll teach you some strategies on how to do that. So again, for you're utilizing what you're embracing in this phase is focusing your intention, getting really clear on what you do want. What do you envision? Okay. So going back to the example earlier, getting off of this whole, like, making excuses for how things are right now and say, like, what do you really see? Like, you close your eyes and you dream of your dream life, right? Because the third eye is associated with our ability to dream. When you see it in your mind's eye, what do you see? You see everything still is the same as it is now? Do you see it as different? How is it different? In what ways is it different? Are you living somewhere else? Are you living in New York instead of Oklahoma? Are you in a high-rise apartment where you clearly are financially abundant? Like, are you in the countryside living in a tiny home? Like, where do you see, right? Because here's the thing, everyone's vision is different and unique to them, and that's perfect and beautiful and wonderful. That's how this whole web works. Not everybody wants a big mansion in LA with a boat and a Tesla. Like, maybe someone wants that, And there's no judgment if that's what you want. But you got to get real clear on what you're intending. What is your vision? Where do you see things going? What do you wish? Use that. I wish blank could happen. I wish blank could happen. Maybe write that down in your notes. I wish what? And fill in the blank. That's your vision. That's your potential vision. Okay. And you need to believe it before you see it. This is a key. I just told you why, right? Because of all that old momentum, you're not going to see it. Just because you start believing it doesn't mean you start seeing it right away. You have to keep believing and keep believing and keep believing and keep believing until it shows up. Okay. When can you move on? Well, when you're clear on your vision, first of all, clear on what you are going for, and you trust yourself and God or universe or source or spirit, whatever you want to call it, you trust that it is possible for you. That's when you can move on.